Today on Veterans Stand Up, I'm talking about the resources available to service members when they transition back to civilian life with Brian Arrington, the founder and president of the nonprofit Vets to Industry. Welcome, Brian.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you having me on here and love what you're doing, Paul, for the community. These stand-ups are incredible. But let me just say that we're a global nonprofit. We have service members and mil spouses overseas as well, and we cater to them as well.
Oh, well, that's great to know. Well, speaking of which, now I know you founded Vets to Industry, or as a shorthand, V2I, in part based on your transition experience. So tell us about that and what your vision for V2I is.
Yeah, so when I was transitioning my last year, I learned what LinkedIn was, had no clue about it, and didn't realize that it was going to change my life. And then I learned about a class called Centurion Military Alliance, taught by Shante Hall. And so I went to that class the next day, very next day after finding LinkedIn, and I learned that there was over 45,000 veteran service organizations nationwide that provide free resources and support to us and our families, but nobody tells us about them. The DoD doesn't tell us about them. The Department of Labor doesn't tell us about these resources when we're transitioning. And when I couldn't find a single site repository where all these free resources were co-located, I made it my mission, and about 6 months later, started the Vets to Industry Resource Library, which now hosts over 1,000 free resources, scholarships, benefits, services on our website, vets2industry.org.
So let's go through the resources. So you just went through some documents, but V2I has other resources, right? You do networking things. Let's take us through some of those.
Yeah, so we have three different pillars. One, in fact, is our resource library, which we have people come to multiple times to find out what resources and support services are available for them while they're still serving. That's important for you all to know, including your spouses and your dependents, along with those that are transitioning from the military, veterans, and military spouses of veterans. So there's a lot of resources on there. The second thing that we do, and we do it very well, is our Vets to Industry virtual networking circuit events. I know it's a long word, a long name, but these events bring recruiters from around the country with job opportunities all over to meet with service members that could have years left before their transition, so they can build their network of a civilian workforce. And it also brings together veterans, transitioning service members, and military spouses at these events. We also bring veteran service organizations so people can learn about the free resources that these service organizations provide across the country. And we bring universities and colleges as well, because some people don't want to leave the military and go right into corporate America. Some want to go into higher ed, same with the military spouses. So we give them that opportunity. The third and biggest service we provide is our webinars. Our webinars bring together companies that will come and teach some kind of professional development topic, such as salary negotiation or resume writing or interview techniques, dress for success, financial literacy, TSP rollover. A lot of these things that we're not taught about when we're transitioning from the military, but we put them on for free for the service members and veterans out there.
Based on what you've seen, what are like the top three resources that veterans or folks draw on?
Well, I would love to say Vets to Industry, but we still have long way to go. But American Corporate Partners is by far one of the most important resources that a service member needs to use before they get out. In the last year of transition, American Corporate Partners, or ACP, provides a free mentor for a whole year that basically is only set and tagged with that one service member or mil spouse, because they have a mil spouse program as well. And you will learn about the industry, about your resume, about transition support resources from a civilian or a prior service member who becomes your mentor for a whole year. So I suggest people get an ACP mentor about 10 months before they get out, so that you have a couple months left in that window after you've gotten out. And then Veterati, super important. Veterati is a mentorship platform where you can get on 1 hour calls with either veterans or civilians that have gone and done what you're about to do. You can learn about industry-specific topics. You can get informational interviews through this, which is extremely important for you to find out what you might want to do and what you might definitely not want to do. And then finally, I would say Hire Heroes USA. They provide free resumes to service members and spouses. And these resumes are great. Now, they're not going to do it all for you. You're going to have to provide some insight in your EPRs and things of that nature. And then you're going to want to fine tune that resume into a job tailored resume based on the job description of the role at the company that you want.
Okay, great. Well, how can folks follow Vets to Industry and also you?
Well, me, it's easy. Find me on LinkedIn, Brian Arrington. And if you want, I really think that you should follow Vets to Industry, both the hashtag Vets to Industry and the @ Vets to Industry. Follow us. There's also 2 groups that we have on LinkedIn. One is Vets to Industry, and the other is the Vets to Industry job board. So follow both of those as well.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.